battle lines, twisted tales and shocking swerves. You're crossing venom, you get what you deserve. Time to ride a clan's tales to be told.
What is going on, everybody? It is December 12th, 2024. It is time for some Thursday thrashing. I am Vince Russo, and you are not. But I am live on Facebook. I am live on YouTube. I am live on Twitch. And I am live on X. And everybody is welcomed in my house, friend or foe. The only rules of the house are you have to be respectful. Because if you come in here and you act like a child, you are going to be ignored anyway. So it would more or less be totally pointless to act like a mark. But come on in, everybody. Take a seat. This is Vic Venom's AI song. You guys can still listen to Vic Venom on patreon.com/Russo TWC. Nice little ditty. Welcome, everybody. I am Vince Russo. For those of you who don't know me, I was the former head writer of the Attitude Era for the WWE, head writer, WCW, TNA, WCW World Champion, and currently of russosbrand.com and also patreon.com/Russo TWC. And I want to remind you all, if you've never been a member or a subscriber of our Patreon program, you can go there right now and get a free week. You can get a free week, man. It costs you absolutely nothing. Zero. Just go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. Why do we do that? Because we want you to sample our shows, because we are certain that once you sample them, you will want to be a subscriber. You can get on one of the Patreon platforms, man, starting at 75 cents a week, guys. That is $3 a month. You could hear shows with myself and Ben Hameen, Stevie Richards, Stevie Ray of Harlem Heat, EC3, Al Snow, the Disco Inferno, Jeff Lane. The list goes on and on and on and on. So check that out right now. Go to patreon.com/Russo TWC and get your free week. Guys, in order to get a question answered on here, or in order to get a comment answered, you're going to have to do that through super sticker or donation. This is what I do for a living, bro. I perform and I give you my wisdom and my knowledge and my experience in 30 plus years in the wrestling business. So if you want to become a part of this show, you do it through a super sticker or a donation, like my friend CPB Station. What is going on, my friend? Happy Thursday, brother. It should come as no surprise that Mark Master Meltzer is on AEW's payroll. He rambles like a loon of how great the company is doing while it continues to plummet. Paid off Mark. Guys, I will tell you what I know about that. Now, Tony Khan would not be stupid enough to put Dave Meltzer on the AEW payroll, because you would be able to find that out and you would be able to track that down. However, Tony Khan does own a company that supplies analytics to sports teams and franchises. And that company is called True Media. And you can look up that company. Now, there are a lot of allegations that is how Dave Meltzer is getting paid by Tony Khan through that company called True Media. And my God, bro, if Dave Meltzer is not on Tony Khan's payroll in some way, shape, or form, then he is the biggest shill to have ever existed on this planet. I got to tell you, man, if I'm shilling for a company the way Dave Meltzer shills for AEW, bro, you better be paying me. And you better be paying me some good money. Because, my God, the other day, one of their shows, I think it was Rampage, drew about 177,000 people. Dave Meltzer is trying to justify that. He is trying to put a positive spin on an audience of 177,000 viewers. Are you nuts, bro? You can throw up a test pattern that will bring in 177,000 viewers. That's what makes me laugh, man. A lot of my adversaries, including Meltzer, like to talk about Vince Russo being a failure at TNA. Yeah, bro. The 2 million people that were watching TNA on Spike, 2 million people were watching TNA on Spike. 177,000 are watching Rampage on TNT. Who's the loser, bro? Who's the failure, bro? The 2 million or the 177,000? And times are different, bro. Times are different, man. Nobody watches TV anymore. Yada, 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 yada. So I do believe, I don't have any concrete evidence. I'm just basically going on his straight shilling. I do believe Meltzer's being paid somehow, some way by Tony Khan, probably through this True Media company. And it's ironic because Meltzer's tag team partner just accused Eric Bischoff of being on the WWE payroll. So Alvarez is accusing Bischoff of being on the WWE payroll when it seems pretty clear that Meltzer may indeed be on AEW's payroll. You talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Clovian Steve, what's going on? I was wondering if you liked Little River Band. I wouldn't consider myself a fan of Little River Band. I do have some Little River Band albums in my 4,500 album collection. So I do listen to Little River Band. I would not consider myself a fan. John DeJordans, thank you, my friend. Did you ever squash your beef with JBL? Bro, I don't have me personally, I don't have a beef with JBL. If he has one with me, like, I don't know about it, but I don't have any beefs with JBL. I would be more than happy to have JBL on one of my shows. Instagram, a wrestling historian. Thank you, bro. The Oddities was such a hot act. Why turn ICP heel? Just for storyline purposes, bro. You know I like to do a lot of swerves and curves just to kind of keep people on their toes. Mr. Hughes, thank you. Did you work with Rick Rude? How was he to work for? Yes, I did work with Rick Rude for a short period of time when he was over at the WWE and he was in DX. He was great to work with, bro. The ultimate pro. So I had no problems whatsoever working with Rick Rude. But in getting back to the point, I don't believe Eric Bischoff is on the WWE payroll. However, I don't like this. And I will tell you what I don't like. Bro, you can't claim to be a wrestling pundit and then work for one of the major companies, whether it's AEW, whether it's WWE, whether it's NXT, even TNA. You can't claim to have an unbiased opinion when you are receiving a paycheck from one of these companies. Because whether you want to admit it or not, bro, subconsciously, you're going to be biased. You know, I doubt very much that Bully Ray or Eric Bischoff or Dave LaGreca, I doubt very much that they're going to talk negatively about NXT, a show that they were paid to be on. I sincerely doubt that. And whether they do it intentionally or not, and I don't believe they do, you're going to have some kind of a bias, man, if you were in that locker room and if you were communicating with the talent and the management and you were getting a paycheck to appear on the show. You are going to have a bias, man. That is human nature. That is not a slight at Eric. That is not a slight at Bully, LaGreca. That is human nature. That's why I have always said, if I ever got an offer to work for one of these companies, which I never will, and that is fine. This is purely a hypothetical. If I ever did, man, I would have a decision to make. Because if I'm taking your money, it's going to be very difficult for me to be biased. So I would have to make a decision. Either I'm going to do something with NXT or WWE or AEW or, Impact Wrestling, or I'm going to continue to do a show on my own. I'm going to continue to be a free spirit and not associated with any company, so I can give you my 100% unadulterated opinion. I don't believe you can do both and be unbiased. That is just my opinion. But I want to make one thing perfectly clear. I don't think Bischoff or Bully or LaGreca are on, the WWE's payroll just to talk positively and put them over. I don't believe that for a second. I do believe, though, if you are involved with them, you are going to be a bit biased. That is human nature. And I do believe, though, on the other hand, I do believe, without a doubt, I do believe Meltzer is on Tony Khan's payroll in some way, shape, or form. Like I said, do I have any proof of that? I do not have any proof of that. However, the way the man shills for the company, I don't know, bro. He would have to be an absolute idiot to go down with that ship if that ship is not paying him. Again, guys, feel free to send a donation or a super sticker with any questions you may have. I answer everything and anything, but you got to do it through a super sticker or a donation, because this is how I earn my living. It's a little like PBS, bro. It is a little. I am a public broadcasting service. I don't work for anybody, man. So I do depend on my listeners and my supporters to keep the show going. We've been going 10 years strong now. Thank God for you. Guys, I also want to tell you about a brand new audio. Got a couple of new audio shows on Believe. That is BLEAV. They are free. They are audio only. You can listen to them wherever you get your other podcasts, whether it's Apple, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. We got 2 shows on there. We got the Coach and Bro Show. That is a show I do with Jonathan Coachman. And we also do Vince Russo, Before My Head Explodes. This is a 100% non-wrestling talk show. I talk about everything else except wrestling. Those shows are free, man. You just got to go to wherever you get your podcast. I drop my show every Tuesday and Friday at midnight. Somebody in the chat is mentioning that Conrad was also at AEW All In. Yeah, bro, these are paydays. These are paydays. And I don't blame these guys for taking the money, man. If somebody offers you a good payday, yeah, man, you should take that money. But I also believe you're throwing your bias out the window. I really believe that. Because if somebody paid me to work with them and the pay was good, I would probably want to work for them again. And the likelihood of them hiring me, if I am not burying them, is slim to none. So, whereas, I may not bury them, regardless of how I feel. I just think, guys, it is a very, very, very slippery slope. When I earn money from third parties, it is just that. It is third parties. It is the dark side of the ring, Vice, or other people that are working on documentaries and they want to interview me and things of that nature. Also, man, when I was consulting for USA Network, I told USA Network up front, I said, just so you guys know, I do Raw, SmackDown reviews. And I am very honest, and at times I am very stiff when it comes to the WWE. And I said, I am not altering that to consult with you. I said, so as long as that is cool with you and as long as there is an understanding, we're cool. And the USA Network had no problem with that. You guys know, somebody just mentioned in the room, I do a lot of work with Sportskeeda as a third party. But to work directly with one of these big companies, bro, that's a totally, totally, totally different story. And if I was ever offered a consulting gig, which I won't be, or a Hall of Fame honor, which I won't be, I would have to make a decision. Ty Salters, thank you very, very much, my friend. Speaking of Khan, did you read the letter about the Ray Fenix situation? A businessman with a Spanish translation on staff with Spanish wrestlers, SMH. Yes, I did read the story about Ray Fenix. We've been talking all about that on russosbrand.com and also patreon.com/Russo TWC. We had a show this morning with the great Al Snow where we talked about that in detail. Yeah, like I said, you guys want to talk about these hot topics? Patreon.com/Russo TWC. Get your free week of the brand. After that, you can be a subscriber for 75 cents a week. So, again, guys, I want to make it perfectly clear. Do I think Meltzer is on Tony Khan's payroll? Yes, I do. Do I have any proof of that? No, outside of his shilling. Do I think guys like Conrad and Eric and Bully Ray and Dave LaGreca, do I believe they're on WWE, AEW payroll? No, I don't believe they're on payroll. However, if they do shots for those companies, I just feel it is human nature where subconsciously they're going to be a bit biased because that company's paying you. It's the old, why would you bite the hand that feeds you? And, that hand is feeding them. And again, that is just my opinion. Why so many backstage segments during the Attitude Era? Great question, Instagram, because casual fans are not necessarily wrestling fans. They are television fans, and they are fans of characters and fans of storylines. If they were wrestling fans, they would have been watching the wrestling show. Back in the Attitude Era, a lot of the viewers were not hardcore wrestling fans. They were casual television viewers. So the trick to getting them was to just have something for everybody, bro. I can't tell you back in the day how many people would say to me, hey, Vince, we love the show, but we only watch the stuff between the matches. I can't tell you guys how many times I heard that. Frank's pickle barrel ass. Pay has to be great to put up with Nurse Chris. Oh, I guess Frank is not a fan of Dr. Chris, who I work with on Sportskeeda. Let's see. I want to see if there's any other more comments. Yeah, guys, if you want to get your comments in, let's do it now through a super sticker or donation. Guys, also remember, man, if you want to support us in the cheapest way possible, you could do that too, bro. You could subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll get exclusive videos. Bro, it's 99 cents a month. That's all it is. That is the least expensive way to support Russo's brand by subscribing to the YouTube channel. It is 99 cents a month. Guys, you got to understand, man, I may be more of a stickler than other people because I have a degree in journalism and I went to school in journalism. And I'd like to believe that I have morals and ethics. And I'm not a sellout. And one of the reasons I have not been in mainstream wrestling going on 13 years is because I wanted the ability to be myself and to be honest and to speak the truth. And you just can't do that when you're associated with one of these companies. Mr. Hughes, apparently Triple H ideally would like leaner back for Royal Rumble, depending on the legal issues. Oh, you mean Lesnar back? Why wouldn't he, bro? I mean, my God, Brock Lesnar is a huge star. Why wouldn't you want Brock Lesnar back in the WWE? Even though I was just reading this morning that the federal government are done with their investigation of the case, and they have told Janelle Grant's attorneys that they can now go on with the case against Vince McMahon. It was in a stop hold situation while the government did what they had to do. They told Janelle Grant's lawyers, listen, man, just put the case on hold. Let us do our investigation. Once our investigation is complete, you can pick up the case again. They just announced today that the investigation is complete. And Janelle can continue on, or her lawyers can continue on with her lawsuit. So I really feel the Janelle Grant lawsuit is going to start picking up a little bit more steam again, because now her lawyer is going to be very, very active in trying to find, people who had some issues with Vince McMahon or anybody with the WWE. So that lawsuit is about to start up again. Trav, what is going on, man? My good friend Trav, always supporting the brand. Hey, Vince, I haven't watched the wrestling show in years, but I will watch Saturday Night Main Event to see the return of Jesse Ventura. How do you feel about his return? I think it is awesome, man. I think it is awesome. Jesse Ventura was one of the most colorful characters to ever grace a ring at the WWE. Man, what a character. What a personality. Great in-ring performer. Great announcer. I think it is absolutely awesome that Jesse is going to make his return back at Saturday night's main event. All right, guys, I'm going to stay on here a couple more minutes, man, to give you an opportunity to ask any more questions or get any more comments in. I usually like to do these things in 30 minutes, bro. I don't want to overstay my welcome. Again, guys, if you want more of this, you can go to russosbrand.com, or you can go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. Mr. Adam Gibson, do you think Tony Khan will do the right thing and pay an experienced head to come in and book the show? He must know he can't book for shit right now. Absolutely not, Adam. I really do believe that Tony thinks he's booking a great show. He clearly is catering to the marks and the nerds without a shadow of a doubt. He's writing a show just like he was writing a show out of his backpack when he was 12. You know, he will tell you over and over and over and over, it was a childhood dream of his to own a wrestling company and book for a wrestling company. He will never, ever, ever, ever turn those reins over to anybody else. Luis Martinez, thank you very much. 10 large, very much appreciated, my friend. I saw a clip of the scrum, and there was a guy who was asking Sasha a question, and she asked him who he was, and it was a guy who had a podcast about collecting wrestling toys. That was embarrassing. Yes, Luis, we had that clip on one of our shows called Castrating the Marks. And that is a show where we bring all these dirt sheet marks to their knees every single week by embarrassing them and humiliating them and ridiculing them. Yes, that did make the show Castrating the Marks. You guys can check that out on russosbrand.com. A wrestling historian again, thank you very, very much for the $5,000. Did you know why Vic Grimes was hired and immediately fired by the WWE after his debut? He played a character named Key that was with Droz and Albert. I swear to God, Instagram, this is blowing my mind, and I'll tell you why. I was just thinking about Vic Grimes today. I was just thinking about Vic Grimes this morning. Wondering what happened to that guy. Vic Grimes was doing like ECW stuff, AEW stuff before anybody was ever doing it. Vic Grimes was a big size guy doing a lot of that crazy stuff. And being that it was so new at that point, I don't think they were crazy about his work. And I think that's why he was let go, because nobody was doing that stuff back then. I mean, Vic Grimes, you never hear of Vic Grimes, but he really was a trendsetter. He was doing that before anybody else was doing it. So I think they didn't like his work, and that is the reason why. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Guys, listen, man, do me a favor. I need your support over on Believe. It is free. The Coach and Bro Show and Vince Russo Before My Head Explodes. We do 4 shows a week, and you can get them for free wherever you get your podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Apple, all the places. Guys, that is it. I am going to play myself out. Guys, if you watch this on YouTube, man, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the channel. Please leave a comment on the channel. That is it, everybody. Thanks for joining me today. God bless you all, man. Take care, everybody.